Mexican peso sees biggest gain in 2 years after markets warmed to AMLO's speeches. Tourist numbers continue to rise in Quintana Roo. López Obrador will earn less than half of Peña's salary. And Thai cave rescuers are in a race against the weather as monsoon rains close in. Hello and welcome to today's edition of Mexico News Network's Breaking News Business. I'm Elliot Bullman. Let's go to the information. Mexico's peso surged on Tuesday by the most in over 2 years, boosted by a globally emerging markets rally and soothing comments from the country's newly elected leftist president that he won't ramp up spending. The Mexican peso strengthened by over 2.5% to a more than 1 month high in its biggest one-day percentage gain since early 2016, leading gains among major currencies as the US dollar broadly weakened. López Obrador has not strayed from guidance he offered before the election, and this week he repeated his pledge to maintain fiscal discipline. Christian Lawrence, a market strategist at Rabobank, said the peso was being further supported because of high Mexican interest rates, even though there are concerns about a shift in economic policy. López Obrador and his team have strived to mollify the concerns of investors, telling them he'll maintain fiscal discipline and respect private investment. Carlos Ursúa, López Obrador's pick to become his finance minister, told Reuters that López Obrador supports ideas such as creating a fiscal committee for prudent economic management and cost-cutting at state-owned oil firm Pemex. In other news, the number of tourist arrivals to the vacation paradise of Quintana Roo continues to rise, according to state tourism authorities, fueling high expectations by the industry for the coming summer vacation period. Quintana Roo's Secretariat of Tourism, Seretur, said passenger volumes on the 3 main domestic routes landing in Cancun were up during May. The biggest increase in arrivals came from Guadalajara, up by 25%. Flights from Monterrey and Mexico City were next, increasing by 16% and 5.9% respectively. A similar trend was reported on the international level, with the number of passengers arriving from Toronto, Canada, rising by 14.5%, while those from the United States cities of Houston and Chicago were up by 3.8% and 1.9% respectively. Tourism Secretary Marisol Venegas Perez acknowledged that an outstanding issue for the state tourism industry is to bridge the inequality gap between the northern and southern parts of the state and deliver the benefits of the state's main economic activity to the areas that most need it. In other headlines, following his meeting with Peña Nieto on Tuesday, AMLO said that he won't be traveling on the presidential plane and that he'll dispense with the protection of the presidential guard and put the people in charge of his protection. Andrés Manuel López Obrador reiterated that the budget he'll exercise in 2019 will already include adjustments to the salaries of senior officials, including his own, which he said will reduce by half of what President Enrique Peña Nieto currently earns. This measure comes with the intention of fulfilling his promises to give economic support to students and seniors. Regarding the free trade agreement, he said that this process will still be led by the current negotiation team, to which he attributed having done things well up to now. He mentioned that later Carlos Ursúa will join him as coming in charge of the Ministry of Finance and Public Credit. He also said he'll soon meet with U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo as part of the security talks held by the governments of Mexico and the United States. On his meeting with Peña Nieto, he said that he'd been very respectful and that the president invited him to attend the meeting of the Pacific Alliance in Puerto Vallarta on July 24th. In other news, rescuers are racing against the rains to free 12 boys and their football coach who are trapped in a flooded cave in northern Thailand. A deluge is expected to hit in a matter of days that could force the water level to rise further, threatening to flood the pocket where the group took refuge. The teenage boys and their 25-year-old coach have been trapped now for 12 days. The boys have also now, though, received food, foil blankets and medical attention, and rescuers are now even trying to run cables through the cave tunnel so they can speak to their families. Officials have been working with Thailand's Navy SEALs to install the cable in the Tam Luang cave system where the group is trapped. They tried to install the cable on Tuesday, but the equipment was damaged by water. A team of divers, medics, counsellors and Navy SEALs have been staying with the team in the cave since they were found on Monday after a 9-day search. Once the cable is installed, people will be able to make phone calls to the cave. The boys, who are aged between 11 and 16, and their 25-year-old coach are now also beginning swimming and diving lessons as part of plans to extract them from the cave. About 128 million litres of water have been pumped out of the cave by today, Thursday, with the water levels coming down at an average rate of 1 centimetres per hour. If water levels fall and the current weakens, they'll be able to get out sooner. However, if water levels rise this weekend, the boys may have to wait 4 months until the monsoon season ends to get out. And finally, let's review the markets. The Mexican peso decreased 0.64% to 19.31 from 19.44 in the previous trading session. On the other hand, the IPC Mexico increased 0.56% to 47,319 from 47,054 in the previous trading session. This was all for today. Thank you for your company. I'm Elliot Bullman. Remember to follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Google+, and log on to MexicoNewsNetwork.com for more information on Mexico and the world. Until next time.
Síguenos en nuestras redes sociales: Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, solo por México News Network Televisión.